This episode of Inside Golf Podcast is brought to you by Inside Sports Network.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Boston Capital Toodle Steve on the Hold the Green podcast.
All right, we are live. Tap in, birdie.
All right, Carson Young is here.
I bet Ludwig at 28.
Let's go. I bet
You
him
did
at,
too?
I bet him at 25.
Low sevens. I think there's some guys in here we like.
Harris English at 7,300.
I love Brian Harmon at 3.5% this week.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Super Bowl Eve. It's your boy Capper with Twiddler Steve to talk about a stupid signature event at AT&T Pebble Beach. I like the course. You know how I feel about signature events, Steve.
I don't know. Remind the audience. How do you feel about signature events?
It's legitimately the dumbest thing in sports. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Like I like ties in NFL games better than I like fucking signature events in golf. It's the dumbest shit. No cut, no nothing. Like I don't know. It's just I'd never get juiced up for it ever.
Okay, so you preferred when you had 130 people here spread out over 3 courses, 2 of which did not have shot link, and you got Ray Romano interviews all day Saturdays. That's what you prefer with your golf for this tournament?
For this particular tournament, I will give you that.
Okay.
I hate it. That's fair. For only this particular one, though. Every other signature event is the nut low for golf. So
No. When we get to Bay Hill, which... Listen, you know my thoughts about Bay Hill.
We should have a fucking cut. Like I want a tough tournament with a cut.
Well, it does. The problem is you invite 66 people and it's top 50 and anyone within 10 of the lead, and like 9 people get cut. That's the dumbest thing. That is truly the dumbest one. We'll get to that in a couple weeks though. But first though, we're coming in live.
They're already running ads for Orlando. Like Orlando's been running it. On my like streaming shit, they're like, Orlando's event, come on, start buying tickets. I'm like, damn, already we're pumping tickets. All right.
Yeah, Florida swings in only 2 weeks. They're not going to Mexico in between anymore. So, and the Players is next month. So we're really motoring through. Yeah, we're motoring through everything. But so we're coming to you live on Saturday. Obviously, Capper's got nothing to do tomorrow, but he was gracious enough to join us tonight. To talk about Pebble Beach. Me personally, I'd rather watch the Super Bowl and drink a bunch of beer and eat a bunch of bad food than talk about golf courses, even though I love doing it. But first, we are in the middle of a tournament. We'll touch on that briefly. So right now, it's the end of the 3rd round. Hideki Matsuyama has a 1-shot lead, sitting at 13 under. And then a lot of guys sitting at 12 under behind him. You got Siwoo Kim, who has been absolutely lights out the last couple of days after a really bad Thursday. Yeah,
that was funny. He duffed the chip today.
Yeah, he did. I did see that. That was pretty funny. Not as bad as the duff chip that Morikawa had on Thursday. That
makes me so happy. Makes me so happy inside. And by the way, Decky is 100% going to win because I had him as my one and done everywhere until I listened to fucking Kyle pump up Brooks Koepka. It got me all excited about Brooks Koepka, so I switched off the last minute. Thanks, Kyle. Fuck you. Love you. Mean it.
I don't think we need to talk about Brooks right here until he actually does something. So, but we got Matt McNeely, who I'm on, who is not going to win tomorrow.
Nope.
No shot there. You got Nikolai Højgaard. You got Rio Hitatsuni as well. And then you got Jake Knapp, Fitzpatrick, Michael Torbjornsen, Akshay. It's a good leaderboard. Solid leaderboard. Usually this tournament delivers the goods on Sunday. And I think they're actually, well, you know what? No, I got confused earlier. They're going to run, I think they're supposedly going to end at 6:00, which means with this jam-packed leaderboard, they're definitely going to playoff. 100% run to the Super Bowl. It's just, it's the tradition like any other. The Phoenix Open runs into the Super Bowl, runs into the national anthem. So any thoughts about the golf course? It seems like it's got a little bit more teeth this year. Weather aside, that we'll get to shortly in a little bit. That Thursday disaster. But how do you think about the golf course been playing? Like this added rough seems like it's kind of added a new element to it. Maybe talk about your thoughts about what you think about this new new style.
I like it. I mean, it's definitely seems like it's playing out of. I don't remember guys duffing this many fucking chips. Scotty was duffing them. Siwoo, fucking Colin. Like, never mind guys who we're not even seeing on TV. Like, I know around the green is important, but I mean, these guys look like they're chipping like I do on a fucking Saturday. It's crazy. Like, the rough has nothing to do with that. So I don't. Did they change something around the greens too, or is it just random?
Well, according to Brandel, apparently the mower heights are apparently affecting things because he's got to have a take on everything. No, you know what my take actually is I'm starting to see some grain pop up in these overseeded greens, and it's really hot there. It's actually a lot warmer than usual there. And I'm wondering if maybe some Bermuda is starting to come up through the overseed, and that's kind of screwing with some of the chipping a little bit. Like, it's not the true overseed where the ball is kind of sitting up. Might be maybe a little more grainier than they might think, and it's maybe causing their clubs to kind of get stuck in the ground when they're chipping. So that's the only thing I can really think of, because it's definitely warmer. It's getting there, but no, I think with how firm the golf course is, which it's Phoenix, it's in a desert. But now that you throw 3-inch ryegrass rough, all of a sudden now you can't really control the ball once it hits the green. I mean, really interested to see what the missed fairway penalty is for this week. In terms of, maybe this is going to like really favor more just accuracy for this particular tournament. And it's been cool. I've been getting, cool for me, but I've been getting baseline of like what scoring's done like in these conditions. And as the course bakes out through the day, like scoring really kind of drops off a cliff a little bit. And it doesn't take much wind for this place to like really get pretty difficult. Because like yesterday, I think the winds only got up to about maybe 15 miles per hour gust tops, with, that can affect it a little bit. It's a wide open course, but it's not that crazy. And scores start off at like 2 under, like early in the morning. Then the greens firmed up, got to about like low ones by the time the morning ended. And then it was basically right around even par for the afternoon. So it's pretty good to see like scoring like through the day just plummet like that. It's something I'm going to remember for next year if we get similar conditions. And hopefully we actually get weather that is true up until the morning of, because that is definitely not what happened. And I nearly had a stroke and almost put in a resignation to ISN based on what happened with that Thursday.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, and the score still ended up coming out positive. It did destroy. And look, I wasn't even blaming the weather. I just picked a bunch of bumps. Like, I picked Novak, like just loses, and Brooks. I got sold on Brooks. I don't know how the fuck I got talked into Brooks. And I was all of a sudden when I looked at and I didn't want to make any changes in the morning. When I saw that, I was like, no, fuck that. I'm just going to stick to what it is. Who knows what happens? And then I did a ton of fucking showdown shit. And this was a super heavy week for me because I was like, oh, fuck it. I was like, I got a bunch of extra money. I've been doing all right. And so I was like, let me do a bunch of qualifiers and all this shit. I added it up. I was like, why do I have this much going on in DFS? And of course, it's like the worst week I've had in forever. I have one kind of live lineup in it for like the $3,000 ticket, but it's really not live. It's in the top 6, but I don't think it's live.
Yeah. So when I woke up on Thursday morning and I realized that the weather report that we've been getting fed all week was completely BS, I tried to warn everybody saying, look, there's no edge really to AM PM. It's going to be probably the best conditions in the morning to play, and it ended up coming to fruition. Yeah. I didn't stack my betting card that way, so like I at least have somebody in the mix. But look, it's a lesson learned that, I mean, because I've always looked at weather, like I'm really laser focused on it now because
we know.
Like, showdown and everything, and you guys care about this stuff. I will remember next year that with the mountains very close to. Yeah, the topography with the mountains very close to it, that stuff can really bleed into the high resolution forecasts. And they actually got the 40 mile per hour winds. The problem is that's at like 3,000 feet of elevation, and it may look like it was at the golf course. But it seemed like, because people just use Wind Finder, like everyone just assumed it was going to be 40 mile per hour winds like to start. And if you weren't,
we knew it wasn't going to be that. We talked about that. We were just hoping for 20 miles an hour.
We did, but like people who aren't really in tune with this stuff, they were looking at that all week, and it literally was that forecast up until that morning and through the day. They never changed it, and probably anybody who wasn't in tune with what was going to happen, like, what the hell is this? So at least people got ahead of it a little bit.
I should have switched. I should have switched off. It just is what it is. Whatever.
Yeah. So we'll see. Unfortunately, we're going to have maybe some more bad weather in the forecast later on this week. That could be true, could be not true. So
listen,
we'll at least have a bit of healthy skepticism with that, at least.
No, but I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, whatever. Like, I'm gonna go. You just take a stand, like one way or another. You're either ready or wrong. Like, there's so few edges to be gained, especially in DFS. There's so few edges to be gained with how much data everybody has and how much sharper the golf community is than the football community. You got, fucking everybody and their cousin and their mother fucking playing football DFS. Your average like loser better doesn't fucking do golf DFS, especially on like some off week. You know what I mean? Like, this week is something different. That's why I probably went a little heavier. So when there's any chance of an edge, just take your chance, man. Like, whatever. Fucking, you win all of it or none of it. Who cares?
Yep, exactly. So who wins? So you think Hideki's gonna win tomorrow?
Yeah, because I fucking switched off him at the last minute, and that's how it's gonna work.
Okay. All right. That's probably right. It's definitely not going to be Matt McNeely, because it's not going to happen. Although, I mean, Fitz can make a charge tomorrow. He looks pretty good. He really screwed up the last 2 holes, but he's only 2 back. Scotty's 5 back. Scotty's 5 back. I think he's a little.
Scott, you know why Scotty's dead?
Why is Scotty dead?
Mush texted me that he just bet fucking to Scotty 16-1 live. I was like, well, he killed Scotty for everybody. Thanks, Mush.
Yeah, so he's 5 back. It seems like the average score is probably going to top out again at 1 under. So does he have like a 64 in him to gain like 7 strokes on the field? And I don't know. I will say this is the second tournament now where he's been. I mean, this isn't a birdie fest, but you got to score birdies. So maybe I need to rethink my stance on Fitzy and competing in a birdie competition. Yeah, I mean, the winning score's gonna be what, like upper teens?
18,
like
19,
that's kind of that's kind of what we talked about though. We're so like, all right, this is kind of more his speed than the Amex.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to get to Pebble? You're on a strict timeline. I actually had a very long slideshow. We are probably going to race through it because we got to talk about what everybody wants to talk about. Your thoughts about the Patriots at the end. Your best bets.
Buddy, nobody believes in us. Literally nobody. I haven't been
save
in this
it. Save it.
Ever. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I cannot fucking wait for tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get through this, and then I'm going to crack open a beer, and we can get kind of loosey-goosey at the end. So, and you're going to have to tell your daughter that you're going to be a little late because you got to talk to your co-host about all these degenerate bets that I got. I bet on the fucking Puppy Bowl. I got some analysis of that.
Did you really?
I got a tip from my wife. So,
dude, you remember when we got fucked with that back in the day with Sean supposedly got that tip and we all went crazy on it and we got completely screwed.
Yeah, we did. We got cleaned out on that.
I got wiped out by the Puppy Bowl. I've never bet that fucking thing again.
I didn't learn my lesson. So I went back. All right. The AT&T Pebble Beach Pro and 2026 preview. This is the 7th hole. Capper, let me ask you a question. What's a more iconic hole, this hole or the 17th at Sawgrass?
This hole.
It's definitely this hole. It's got to be this
hole. This hole. Especially because there's so many knockoffs of 17 at Sawgrass now, too.
That is true.
You know what I mean? There's so many knockouts. There's so many, par 3 over water. Like, this is different. This is like beautiful. Like the 17th at Sawgrass, which obviously it's I guess technically my home course, and I love it. It's it's a very cool place to be. I've spent many years on the 16th green, which is my favorite place to watch Sawgrass. In the chalet with free booze and food. But this course is gorgeous. Like, I wouldn't pay $700 to play it, or the fuck it costs now, but it's still gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most iconic non-major venue on the PGA Tour. Like, everybody knows Pebble Beach.
Yeah, everybody does.
With the golf history, the Bing Crosby Clam Bake, the Pro-Am. I mean, Although you know what, those TBC Scottsdale though with the 16th, which somebody said in the Discord has jumped the shark, and I absolutely agreed. The 16th has jumped the shark. That one probably is the only other one they could say, okay, like as far as like mainstream, like people recognize it, it's getting up there. But overall, though, like yes, like nothing really tops. Like, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that, but like as far as like everyone knows Pebble Beach when they look at it, they see this whole like, you know, there's a lot of like standard like golf prints and photos. It just takes, you know, this, and I'll show you that in a little bit, but. Yeah, I mean, this is a gorgeous golf course. Even Spyglass 2 has some gems we'll get to a little bit, but yes, this is the Pebble Beach Pro Am.
Wait, are we still playing? Are we still playing multiple courses this week?
So we play 2. We had bid goodbye to Monterey Peninsula.
Good, Monterey.
So it wasn't that bad.
Monterey sucked.
I don't know about that. I think of the rotation, I like
Spyglass either.
Well, Spyglass has its problems. We'll get to a little bit. No, it was Pebble and then probably Monterey, which was very easy, but at least was coastal and scenic. And you got Spyglass, which has some really, really, really good holes. And then we'll talk about it. But all right, so quickly going over the fact sheet. So not much has changed since last year. I mean, in fact, really nothing was changed. In 2024, the number 10 green was renovated, but other than that, though, no changes so far. We're back to Poana. We dealt with that a couple weeks ago at the Farmers, so it'll be difficult putting and, you know, the Poa buds and all that stuff, slow greens. The only change that noting here is the yardage is up about 15 yards. I have not gone through and I try to identify what it is. Maybe they built new tee box. Who knows? But still under 7,000 yards, one of the shorter golf courses on the PGA Tour. Par 72, 4 par 5s. On the golf course, rough, tiny greens, you know, like 3,500 square feet. We'll get to the stats in a little bit. Plays a part in that. Ryegrass, Poana rough, 2 to 3 inches. You know, everything we basically have seen from Pebble Beach over the years is what you're exactly going to expect. And then just to go over, like, you know, how picturesque it is. The stretch between 6 and 8 is absolutely gorgeous. This is number 6, the par 5. You know, plays uphill here. Actually, when I was telling you about the simulator golf I played last week, I played Pebble Beach, and somehow I drove through the fairway, which was like 310 on the simulator. I'm like, that's probably not right.
Yeah, that's how you know simulator golf is full of shit.
Yeah,
I played golf with you. You don't drive at 310.
Yeah, but I am about right here, and I'm like, and I saw just a wall of rocks here. I'm like, I could probably get over that with an 8-iron. No, I blasted my simulated ball into the simulated wall, and it went into the ocean. So that's my experience playing this hole. It's just on the simulator here. Obviously, number 7, that was the cover photo here.
One time I played Pebble is on Golden Tee.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Just, I mean, you haven't played this course, but let's say you had a 50-mile-per-hour headwind, and the 7th hole was playing at 90 yards. What club are you using?
3-wood.
Yeah, probably a knockdown 3-wood.
yeah,
maybe three-quarter 3-wood. You know, try and maybe get to the in this bunker here, and then try and get out of the bunker and see the ball get blown into the ocean.
Get to that bunker. Oh, it's funny is Dave asked the question who had a better short bunker game, me or Fitz, and Dave was not at the old company, so he has no idea how funny that joke really is.
Yeah. So, and then the 8th hole. You know, it's a less than driver. It's about, I think, 240 to the cliff here, and then it's about 190-yard shot over water to a very small target here. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful. Do you remember what happened a couple years ago on this cliffside right here?
Was that the Jordan where he almost killed himself?
Yes, it was Jordan nearly killing himself with this.
Fucking idiot.
What an idiot doing this. Yeah. And to his credit, he actually realized after he did it, like, he should not have done it. Like, this is a great photo of just hitting the ball. He's on a down, so there's a lot
can go wrong. A lot can go wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and unfortunately,
it's crazy. Like you think about some of that stuff. Like, I don't know. I always laugh. Like, about like hanging Christmas lights now for me. Like it's like a 12-foot ladder. I'm hanging Christmas lights. I don't want to fall off and kill myself. Meanwhile, in my 20s, I would scale a 80-foot ladder, get on top of a building that was burning underneath me, and cut a hole in the roof so the flames and heat could go out. I didn't think about it once then, but now in my 30s and now my 40s, I'm like, I don't want to die hanging Christmas lights. I don't want to get on that ladder. And meanwhile, you got idiots like it's all about being young and dumb, not thinking about your own mortality.
Yeah. Well, I should probably add, because the 2022 Pebble Beach Pro-Am is on my pain rankings. I think it's number 6 on the list.
Who'd you have?
Well, because I first had Seamus Power, who had a 5-shot lead heading into Monterey, the easiest course on the fucking rotation.
Yep, I remember.
Sorry to the commenter who doesn't like the F-bombs, by the way. I use it for just emphasis. In this particular case, we got a comment that's apparently there's too many F-bombs. I'm sure they probably were talking about me. On that.
Where do you even see that? I don't even see it.
It was on one of our videos, I think, last week. So
last week?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Find something else to watch.
There you go. So anyways, I had Seamus Power, I think at like 60-1. He had a 5-shot lead after Friday, head to Monterey, which is the easiest of the rotation, and shot a 73 and pumped himself out of it. But I also had Jordan Spieth that week. And I think like 25-1, and he had a 3-shot lead heading into the last 5 holes, and somehow that rock eater Tom Hoagie ran him down. And apparently Hoagie was like a very chalk pick that week.
Oh, he was. I remember.
Yeah, big community win. Congratulations, all you chalk rock eaters, picking Hoagie at my expense with Jordan Spieth, but is what it is. Just a graveyard of bad beats I've had through the years. So, but yes, this was from that tournament here. But there's also a couple other holes I want to highlight at Pebble Beach. This is the 14th, the par 5. This is a difficult, tricky par 5, especially if it's into the wind here. Tough tee shot. You got out of bounds with a bunch of mansions all the way down the right side here, but you don't have a lot of room, especially if the fairways are kind of firm for the ball to run through the fairway here. And then it sets up about like a 270-yard shot into a very small green here. There's a big false front on this green as well. Collection area behind too. So, you look at the average scoring for this hole, like you expect with a lot of par 5s, like this week, they're eating up the par 5s, playing like minus 0.6 under par. Like this one definitely can hold its own, especially with the Poana greens too. So, last year though, with a tailwind, Rory, and we'll get to how like the stronger fields have kind of changed the game at this place a little bit, but Rory with a tailwind took it over this tree, over the mansion, and hit approximately like 370 to about right here, and then eagle the hole in order to get the win. So I definitely can play a lot easier with a tailwind, and when you're Rory McIlroy, who can hit it apparently as far as me when I play simulator Pebble Beach there. The 17th as well.
If I hit the ball 310 on a simulator, I don't know if I'd ever stop playing simulator. I'd be like, let's just go stroke my fucking ego all day.
Yeah, maybe that's why these guys play TGL. They love TGL. They love how good it makes them, apparently. So they can juice the numbers like that. All right, this is the 17th here. It's got a very cool green, hourglass green, but it's a really tough hole, especially into the wind here. You got a really deep greenside bunker front here. You got rocks and marsh that basically is a penalty stroke if you hit it left here. This hole too was famous at the 2019 US Open where Gary Woodland was trying to hold the lead. Pin was all the way over on the left side, back left. He unfortunately hit his tee shot to the wrong part of the green, had to chip over the hourglass here, got to about 2 feet. One of the shots of the tournament to end it there. But this is a very tough par 3, especially into the wind down the stretch. A lot can happen, especially with, I mentioned the Jordan Spieth blowing it. He ended up plugging his ball into the side of the bunker here. Could not get up and down. That is why he lost to that rock eater that week. And then the 18th, again, another par 5 that is not particularly straightforward and easy. There's a lot of ways you can screw this up. Obviously, you have the water and the coastline all the way down the left here. If it's into the wind, it makes the hole a lot longer. And this green, again, very tiny. There's not a whole lot of ways to bump the ball up to the green. You have to basically fly to it. A lot of guys end up bailing right on this hole because they don't want to go left and incur penalty stroke. Sometimes they end up behind this tree. Then they got to get over the bunker. It's not a guaranteed birdie on the last hole, especially when there is some wind. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, there's a lot of iconic holes at Pebble Beach. It's unfortunately, with how technology is now and how far guys hit it, it definitely can't stand up as much as it used to. If there isn't any wind, there really needs to be wind and firmness in order for it to actually, challenge these guys now. But that's not the only golf course they're going to play this week. They also play Spyglass Hill. They play one round either Thursday or Friday there. And then it's just Pebble Beach over the weekend. Very similar specs as Pebble Beach, 7,071 yards, up 30 yards from 2025. Par 72, similar Poana greens that run pretty slow in the stimp meter because they got protected against the wind. It's coastal. 3-inch perennial ryegrass and Poana. Little bit bigger greens, 5,000 square feet, but again, still very small targets. Much narrower fairways, though. Fairways at Pebble range from like 35 to 40 yards. These ones average about 25 yards or so. And there is a big difference in the driving accuracy rates here versus Pebble that we'll go over in a little bit. As far as changes from last year, the number 15 green was renovated, increased the green size by about 1,000 square feet. Doesn't really factor into the handicap. It's just one green, like it's immaterial. It did plant some more trees as well. I did not go through and find which trees they planted. Probably does not matter to the tournament anyways. But like I mentioned, there is some gems at Spyglass, particularly the first 5 holes. It is a banger right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So the first hole here is a downhill sweeping par 5. And once you get around the corner, all of a sudden, just the Pacific Ocean smacks you right in the face and greets you for your round. And, it just, that's a big allure to going to Carmel and playing all these courses because you want to play by the ocean. It's beautiful. And, it's a big appeal for it. So the first hole, get a great view of the ocean here. Third hole, just a gem of a par 3, slightly downhill, playing into the ocean here. You got the sand dunes, the waves crashing on the beach here. Just perfect, picture perfect golf here. And then you got the fourth hole. This is a unique hole. It's a shorter par 4, but you had this long, narrow green that's about 50 yards deep, but only about 10 yards wide, framed by the sand dunes again. Just a great, iconic hole at Spyglass. One other thing as well that you probably mentioned or forgot from last year, but every hole at Spyglass is named from a reference from Treasure Island.
Oh, so, I always forget that. You always tell me that, and I always like that because I love that book as a kid. Do you think anyone listening had to read that as a kid like we did?
So I didn't read it. I've only seen the movie.
Oh, well, sorry.
Yeah. But
it's a great goddamn book. It really is. It's better than the movie. The movie's great too, though.
Well, it probably depends on which version.
That's funny. But pirates were a thing back in the day. David Crockett, all that shit that nobody learns about anymore. My fucking 13-year-old, I asked her something today. We were watching something on TV, and I was like, "Well, that's World War II." She was like, "Which one's World War II?" I was like, "What did you say? What? What are we teaching? Like, I'm in the best school district in fucking the state of Florida, which I know, low bar, but it's supposed to be the best school district in Florida. That's why I fucking pay so much fucking money to live here."
We just lost a listener, by the way.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. If they live here, they know. It's crazy. Like what the shit that they don't teach here. Whatever, we could do that on like a Capper's Corner or fucking in the newsletter or something.
We'll do that definitely for our Zurich Classic mailbag week where we don't cover the tournament, and I'm on vacation for that. So
I found Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse literally just had to admit about the Nazi money they were taking.
There you go.
I am fucking proven correct. I told you, proven correct.
There you go, Capper. You were right.
Yes, Dave.
As heard here apparently.
And Dave, I read books. Yes. I know I'm a foul-mouthed asshole degenerate, but yes, I am a learned, as they would say.
Yeah, he's wicked smart.
Smart. Well,
yeah. Well, anyways, though, so the first 5 holes are really, really strong at Spyglass, but then, and look, the rest of the course is great, But after the 5th hole, you then just work your way back through the Del Monte Forest, and you don't get the views of the ocean. It just plays kind of a little more parklands. You don't get the sand dunes anymore. So it's a very good golf course, but a lot of the appeal of playing in this area is playing by the ocean. And after the first 5 holes, you don't see the ocean again the rest of the time. So
which is absolutely what you want. You pay when you pay a ton of money for a round. You only want to see the ocean for a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about some weather. I know you guys are very upset about what I talked about last week, but it's important for this tournament because
you were still positive, man. Like whatever, it could have went real fucking bad, and we were still.
It looked like it was
positive. Oh, I know.
No, I started, I think 2 and 10 on the overs, and then I went on an 11-1 rally to finish 13 and 11.
Sun run.
Very big sun run. It was exactly like how the Masters played out, where I think I went like 3 and 10, and then I won my last 11 because the wind finally kicked up. So, yeah, I mean, look, it played great, worked out, got a few more gray hairs on me, but hey, I'm still employed at ISN. People still value my opinion, so I guess we'll soldier on. But anyways, so this is just the overhead of Pebble Beach, and I'm going to show you just kind of what happens when you get certain wins. So, and you can see it in the scoring here. So, like just the overview, the front 9 plays out generally this way, the back 9 plays back this way. So, let's say we get a win from like the west or the north here. Well, most of the front 9 here, I think is from like 2022, plays downwind. So, the first 7 holes or so are going to play pretty easy under par. But then once you get to the 8th, 9th hole here, it's just a really kind of a tough hole just in general. And then you specifically see it from like 12 through 18. Once you go back into the wind, it plays dramatically over par at that point. So that might be something to keep in mind potentially if you see a situation where wind is supposed to pick up a little bit. Maybe a guy is caught on the wrong side of it for like showdown and everything. So what do you want to say?
No, I was holding up a be quiet to someone who walked into the room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, be quiet. Steve is nerding out about weather and wind right now. I'm trying to help you guys in showdown for this particular angle here. But anyways, that would be a situation where like you look at this type of leaderboard. This is kind of what happens when you see a wind like this. You flip the wind around though, and all of a sudden now the front 9 plays mostly into the wind here. The back 9 is supposedly now a little easier. So again, because you're going to have like, even though this is a signature event, they do still do split tees, I think, which is dumb. But if in that particular situation,
I don't even know what to do with this. I thought this guy was supposed to like be changing shit and doing stuff better. He was the NFL guy who made everything better. We're doing split tees with 80 guys on 2 different courses, so everybody's out in the same hour time frame.
Kind of. So this actually impacted was it the 2023 tournament with Justin Rose won. So that one,
I thought it was the Wyndham one.
No, so what happened there was they got weather on Sunday and play stopped. And the wind was coming downwind for anybody who started on the front, and then anybody who was on the back had to play into the wind for most of it. Well, they stopped play, and it had to be most of the guys got through around like the first 9 holes. They came back the next morning, the wind flipped, and all of a sudden the leaders got a tailwind down the back 9, and then anybody who had to start on the back had to get a headwind again. It was a disaster for those folks. So
didn't they? So we had that weather incident, and didn't Wyndham win when they stopped on Saturday too?
Yeah, that's another bad beat I had.
Was that the COVID year? Was that COVID?
No, that was only 2 years ago. So we'll get to that leaderboard in a little bit.
I can't remember. You know, my memory is such trash. So
yeah, that's why you got me.
I know.
So all right.
I know.
Regardless, it's something to keep in mind of wind direction and velocity, because obviously Pebble Beach is very exposed, more influenced by wind than Spyglasses because that's more inland and protected. But also it's important to keep in mind the direction it's coming from, because that's going to dictate how the front nine and back nine plays. So I remember last year, I think we hit some round scores because the wind was going to start kicking up later in the round. And
we did a showdown this week too because of that.
Yeah, and we timed it to picking guys who were going to get through there before the wind picked up and fading guys that were going to get caught in it, and actually worked out pretty well. So that's something to keep in mind, is if the weather forecasts are accurate, when the wind comes up, you can get royally screwed based on the wind direction and how strong it is if you're caught in the wrong nine. So looking at the forecast for next week, it's probably fake, especially the strong winds. It's probably just going to be 70 and like sunny in these certain days. But in case this actually is true, it's going to be pretty cold. Temperatures are only going to be in the 50s. You know, most of the time, like, it's not the warmest.
That's cold. That's cold with the wind, though. 50s,
yeah,
wind, like, it makes it colder, man.
Yeah, well, it's a north wind, so it's going to be a colder wind as well. Looks like wind's going to start kicking up a little bit from the northwest in the afternoon. So if you're caught on the back nine, once that wind kicks up, you're probably going to get screwed on that respect. So that's something to keep in mind. In case that forecast comes to fruition, that anybody who has a later tee time on the back nine, if that wind comes up, might get kind of boned on that one. And then it looks like we're going to get some wind on Saturday. This wind right here is more of a crosswind for Pebble. So this would be an absolute disaster round. This would be like a +1.5 round. And then Sunday, it's going to rain all day. The wind's going to kick up. Like, it might be a shit show for the weekend.
Well, they can't. So I guess hopefully is the next slide talking about what happened with the weather with Wyndham's year, because isn't that basically what happened? And they stopped the tournament. They were like, fuck it, whatever, we'll go live
right here.
Holes.
Yeah, canceled. So I put this is a 5-year split, and I put a thicker line here to separate non-signature event scoring versus signature event scoring.
Do you do this on Canva? Is that what you do this on?
No, just Excel. Canva.
You do the graphics on Excel?
These charts? Yeah, it's all Excel.
Yeah, the chats, the graphics with the thicker line.
Oh no, this is PowerPoint.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So no, I just copy and paste the tables into this. So this just shows like what happens in like really easy scoring conditions in a non-signature event, which those got pretty weak fields. You know, a lot of guys didn't want to come play here. It was kind of jammed between like Riviera and Torrey Pines and Scottsdale. Like, this was kind of a week off for most guys for this tournament. So you got weaker fields. And then all of a sudden, this is a signature event, and you see when conditions are really good, it's almost like -3 scoring. Or last year in round one, it was almost -4 scoring. Yeah. Like, guys just really tore up. Round two, that's where I talked about they actually got some wind later in the day, and it only knocked it down to -2. Guys were lighting it up early, and then they got caught in the wind later on. Round three actually had some pretty decent winds. Round four actually got winds. The problem, though, was winds were coming. It was a helping wind, or no, it was a hurting wind down the front nine. The problem was everybody got through the front nine by the time the wind started kicking up, and then they all got a tailwind down the back. That's why scoring was so good in round four, even though winds got up to like 25 miles per hour. They got away with it for that one. So, and then same thing with Spyglass. Like, that used to play consistently over par for the most part. And then the last couple of years, like, guys just take it under par there. Like, it's harder than Pebble Beach when there's no wind, because it's a little longer. Some of the holes a little funkier. It's narrower as well. So the driving accuracy rates aren't as high. So there is a little bit more of a challenge to it. But even in kind of not like, well, I mean, I guess half the round was good weather in round two, but still, like, these guys are taking it like -2. So it just goes to show kind of what happens when you put a really good field on a short golf course like this, just unless there's weather, guys are going to kind of just run it over. So, and it also kind of changed a little bit the profile, maybe what you want for this place. So just for as far as difficulty at Pebble Beach and Spyglass, last year was actually the first time we got shot link at Spyglass. So finally, we actually got a little bit of data. And for the most part, it basically plays about the same, like as far as like what's easy there, what's difficult there as Pebble. So overall, though, one of the tougher places.
Green, huh?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a little bit. So
Sorry.
off the tee, it shows as one of the more difficult places to gain strokes on the PGA Tour at Pebble Beach. Here's the thing, though. It's not that the tee shots are really all that difficult because the fairways are pretty wide and generous. You know, there is an opportunity to hit it off the cliff for that. And when it could be difficult. It's more, I think, the fact that everybody's basically hitting the same clubs off the tee and kind of ended up in the same places off the tee where you're just not separating yourself off the tee all that much, unless you're Rory, who just is a unicorn that can take it places where everybody can't. For the most part, though, like everybody's hitting hybrid off the tee and put it in the fairway. Everybody's hitting iron on certain holes. It's harder to separate in those situations. It's kind of the same thing at Spyglass, although those fairways are a little more narrower. They'll get to a little bit. Approach play, one of the more difficult places are difficult. The difficulty for approach shots is a little higher. Small greens, especially from over 150, really small targets. That's why it usually ranks pretty highly. Like even though there's a less concentration of shots over 150 and longer approach shots, still looking at guys who are pretty good from that range, particularly some of the more difficult par threes where you have to hit small targets. Can be pretty valuable. Around the green, like I said, very easy at Spyglass, very easy at Pebble Beach. Where it's easy is the fairways. You can putt from off the green if you are on them. The rough is only about 2 to 3 inches, and getting up and down is relatively easy. The bunkers are difficult, though. That's one place where it is actually a bit of a challenge. Some of these bunkers are set well below the putting surface, and because the greens are so small, you could be short-sighted if you're in the wrong one. That is where it actually is difficult.
I feel like you're almost always short-sighted because how small the greens are.
Yeah, and also with this sand too, you can get a lot of plugged lies as well. So whatever type of sand they use.
Why? Because it's next to the coast. It's wetter, and so
yeah, it might be just a little more. It's just the type of sand they use as well. Maybe more susceptible to it. So, and then putting. Obviously, the putting is difficult because of the Poana. So. Yeah, so it's nice to at least see that like there really is not much of a change between Pebble and Spyglass in where it's difficult, where it's easy. So, and then as far as like, go ahead.
Sorry, guys. Keep going. Keep going. Now, keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. Neither place has a really big missed fairway penalty. The rough penalty at either place is not all that difficult. It's part the rough just isn't all that deep. Part that these are already pretty small greens. So they're already pretty difficult to hit. So either coming out of the rough or the fairway, it might reduce the rough penalty a little bit, just because you're hitting the small targets regardless at that point.
37th out of 41. That's fucking crazy easy. That's like Detroit.
Kind of. There is a little bit of a higher penalty rate for missing fairways at Pebble Beach. Obviously you think about number 18. If you miss the fairway left, that's a penalty stroke. But also on number 9, you see guys hit it off the cliff there. Number 4, you can hit off the cliff. Number 6, you can hit off the cliff. Number 8, you don't usually do that because guys are just hitting iron. There's OB down the back as well. So, you don't typically see guys, blasted too far off the planet, but you can do it here. At Spyglass, though, other than the first 5 holes, you're not really by the coast. You're not incurring penalty strokes by missing fairways there. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So so before you jump into this, so is there going to be any type of edge? Maybe not as distinctly as North and South course like we just had at Torrey, but if we're getting basically a super small cluster of tee times, is there a course that's going to be that much more advantageous than the other?
Well, Pebble's easier than Spyglass. So that's
what I
right off
mean.
the bat. When there's wind, the gap shrinks and actually might flip to where you want to
That's
play
what I mean.
Spyglass.
Okay.
So in those
Interesting.
situations,
Okay.
you want to do that. And then just keeping an eye on like wind direction, speed, where you might get caught. Like you might get like at Pebble, like for example, last year. So even though the wind comes up, if you happen to be on the favorable side of the nines when the wind comes up and actually helps you, then actually scoring is not that bad. You could be okay. You just don't want to be caught on the wrong side of it. You know, so it's important to understand just what direction the wind is coming from and if that actually would provide a disadvantage being a Pebble. Now at Spyglass, you're more protected.
Don't say which wind direction is a disadvantage, because if you want that, you need to become an ISN insider and you come in the Discord, you get the emails from Steve, you'll get the updates. Even his bad weather still ends up okay. Like it's such an advantage. Once again, I'm just the monkey with the symbols who stuck himself with a very smart golf guy, and I'm thankful for it every day.
I appreciate that, buddy. Look, I don't make the forecast models. I just interpret how the golf course is going to play. And when you tell me it's going to be 40-mile-per-hour winds, I'm going to assume it's going to play one way. And then all of a sudden I wake up at 3 a.m. in a panic and see it's going to be 5-mile-per-hour winds for 3 hours. And I say, oh my God, I need to fix this and try and help people. So that's what I do. As far as like other driving rates at Pebble Beach, like this has the lowest average drive on the PGA Tour, and then same thing as Spyglass Hill. It's a little more driver heavy at Spyglass, and the driving actually rates are a lot lower. You know, that one has 25-yard wide fairways, so there's more fairways missed. That's part of the reason why Spyglass is a little more difficult, because you're just not hitting as many fairways. Otherwise, though, at Pebble Beach, it's like high 60s and 70s, unless there's like some wind. So
that's crazy. First, that's nuts.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna pat myself on the back here. Remember how so before we had ShotLink, you know, I would actually go through Google Earth and estimate
like a
fucking
psycho, psycho.
Yeah.
This was psycho behavior.
Yeah. Well, I would give you an estimated composite of the rounds of Spyglass and Monterey and Pebble and what it is. So this is the composite of this column was what I thought Spyglass was before ShotLink and what the average distribution like for your proximity buckets would be. And lo and behold, last year measuring what it was, actually I came pretty similar. Pretty much nailed under 100, a little high on 100 on 125, a little low on 175 to 200, but overall though, pretty good by your boy here. So, so overall for the tournament, when you incorporate both Pebble and Spyglass into this, there's a higher concentration of shots under 125 yards. There's a little bit, a lot less between 150 and 200, about an average rate between 200 and 225. I mean, you got, I think one par 3 that plays over 200. You got 4 reachable par 5s as well. So that's going to boost that up. But overall though, like, you know, it's a relatively even split throughout the bag here. You know, like even though there's a higher concentration of shots between, you know, under 125, you know, it's mostly about the same rates throughout the entire thing. So, you know, just in general, good iron players tend to do pretty well here. It's a really good way to separate yourself, more so here than other places. And I think it's because like there's a wide variety of iron shots you have to hit through the bag.
And with your irons, you're targeting very small greens. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes all the sense in the world. It's crazy Morikawa hasn't done better here. Other than the fact because it's cold and sometimes there's wind and he wants to be inside and drink a hot cocoa. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think somebody credited me with the house cat thing. That was not me. That was Steve.
It's not you.
Steve. No, it's not me. I saw somebody tag me in it. It wasn't me. Steve tagged the house cat.
Well,
I am more aggressive with my degradation of people.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, but I actually stole that, I think, from Andy Johnson, the shotgun start. He, I think, was the first one to call him a house cat. And he was right. He's right about a lot of things. He was right.
Wasn't JT the first one we called that?
That's actually JT was the first one.
JT was the first one we called. Then it was Colin.
We should call Colin something else though. He's a Chihuahua, I think. Let's call him that.
Hey, listen, listen, my dog, my little asshole dog, is a half Chihuahua, half something. I don't know what he is. But
All
he's
right,
my favorite dog.
All right. How about a Pomeranian? Can we call him a Pomeranian then?
Perfect. Sounds
Okay.
perfect.
All
I don't
right.
even know what that is.
Colin's the Pomeranian.
Poofy and small and in a purse.
God, he's been so bad.
He fucking stinks. I can't believe this fucking guy has won 2 fucking majors. It's unreal. It's crazy. And it really was just COVID. I'm telling you, there is something to what I said at the beginning. He is a COVID fucking golfer. Anyone around him, any type of adversity, he fucking folds like a cheap suit. It's fucking terrible. Like, what a fucking loser. If I see him on the Ryder Cup team again, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. He fucking stinks. He shouldn't be in any of the. Oh God, there is no one I root against more. Well, that might not be true, but he's in the top 3 that I root against. Is Colin Morikawa. Fucking
okay.
ridiculous.
All right, we're about to do something I think you're gonna love. Okay.
Okay.
We are going to question the validity and credibility of data golf right now, which I know you're gonna love.
Let's go.
So I woke up to a debate last night about these particular charts right here. And data golf has been, and I've been starting to incorporate it because, look, I mean, I've expressed reservations about what this data has been telling you. And I think this is a good example of that, how this might not be perfect, but essentially it breaks down what longer hitters and shorter hitters did in the tournament relative to their expectations. Did they exceed expectations? Did they not meet it? And then it's a good idea it's a better way of just saying, okay, like, I want to, like, bombers do better here, or shorter guys are more accurate. They're not as valued as much. So for years, this has been, especially before the signature events, a place that, guys who tended to be a little more accurate off the tee, even though it wasn't as predictive as much, but just like those types of guys generally did a little better here. And you can kind of see it in the charts. Shorter hitters outperform expectations. And for the most part, inaccurate players, not as much, but like those types of guys who are not like the ball speed imposters. This is one of their places. Yep. And the longer hitters.
Imposters, I fucking love that.
I stole that too.
God damn. Stop stealing stuff.
It's a good line. And then longer hitters.
There's no such thing as original idea. You just steal it and make it your own.
Yeah. But longer hitters would not meet expectations here. Look, you're tasting driver out of their hands.
Yep.
It makes sense. Who?
Webb used to do good here, right?
No, not that good. I mean, it's Poa. So
that's fair.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden last year, it started to favor bombers. Now you look at the data, and longer hitters are basically neutral to what they are. Shorter hitters weren't that far behind the 8 ball. Like, there really wasn't a big edge here, but all of a sudden this chart goes the other way.
Well, I would just say the biggest difference is the short hitters lost 0.1. I mean, that's almost I mean, that's 3/4 of a stroke, right? So
yeah. So
the short hitters got penalized.
So here's the thing. So one thing to also keep in mind is these categories don't cover everybody in the field. It only covers extremes. Like, for example, you can also toggle long and accurate and see who qualifies. And like for this week, for example, the only player, if you toggle both those, it's going to say that these guys did not meet like their strokes expectation by like 0.8 strokes. And the reason why is because there's only one guy who is considered long and accurate, and that's Scotty Scheffler, who had a disastrous round 1. So if you do that and it looks like, those guys don't do very well. Well, it's only because of one. It's a very small sample size. Now we have a very small sample size because it's a limited field. It's a better field. So, and it's not capturing everybody. It's only capturing certain types of guys, and it's not the entire field. This data might only be capturing like 7 guys for the most part. So it's something to keep in mind. And when you actually look at this leaderboard too, and it says it favors bombers, but we'll actually go look at it and see who actually made up that top 10. And we'll see if your eye test matches what the data says. Boston Capital.
I can't wait. I guarantee you it fucking doesn't. Guaranteed.
Yeah. And then Spyglass Hill, this is also one that typically favors bombers, but the last couple of years, though, it hasn't. Again, I think this is a lot just of small sample size for the most part. So I don't know really how
everything's a fucking small sample size. I hate when not you. I'm sorry, Steve. I hate when
you. What do you mean, you people?
Exactly.
Yeah,
fair enough. I just hate the small sample. Everything's a fucking small sample size. What are you talking about? Football, small sample size. It's 18 games. Like, and every year changes. So everything's a small sample size. You have to make decisions based off a small sample size. You have to, because everything is a small fucking sample size. Everything is. Like, I don't give a shit what somebody did 5 years ago. Guess what? I could do 15 pull-ups 5 years ago. Guess what I can do today? 2, and I might die. Like, it's different. Like, things change over that period of time. Everything should be based off a small sample size, like, especially in athletics. Like, it has to be. It blows my mind. Like, you know me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you necessarily need data to draw some conclusions about what type of guys and what things you should value, like, at this place. And we got some of the,
well, that's fair. That's different than than profiling a golfer, right? Of who should do well here based on his current skill set. But I don't give a fuck what he did 5 years ago. I don't.
Okay. So here's an example of, like, so that you know how they give these, like, correlation to strokes gain charts. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you look at what the top 10 was. This one is very wonky. So look at the off the tee stuff. Okay.
Looking at it.
Low correlation to distance and accuracy relative to other PGA Tour guys, like other PGA Tour courses.
Way lower.
But you look at, there's Wyndham Clark, there's Ludwig, there's Dietrich, there's Justin Thomas.
Who is long, as we proved when we were at the Masters. I proved to you he was a long hitter.
Sam Burns. There's a lot of guys with length in this top 10, but because you have Mark Hubbard and Tom Hoagie, who are like 17 yards behind all these guys, that's what's kind of dragging down these correlations right here. I mean, you could go a little further.
It's weird. It's like data lies to you. It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where, like, the eye test of who actually made it the top 10 doesn't really, like, like,
I told you,
it doesn't really match up here.
Listen. This is what I've said forever. Listen, the math, right? But you can also make math fit whatever argument you want your fucking argument to be. Like, it makes me nuts. It really does. It makes me insane, because the strokes gained tee to green can be whatever it is, but if the motherfucker can't putt, he can't putt. It doesn't matter. I don't care what he does from here to there. And also, it's I don't know, man. You extrapolate this data, and it's like some things get weighed heavier than other things for no reason. The eyeballs in sports still count. Like, it still counts. You can still see who a loser is. You can still see who is luck boxing into shit. You can still see who is. It's crazy. It just makes me nuts. The stat shit makes me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, the around the green stuff having a low correlation, you can definitely see it here. Like, there's some guys that did very well. There's some guys that did very poorly.
Super blue and red.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, there's only 2 rounds, so again, small sample size here. But this kind of is what usually you see at this place, especially with how easy it is at this tournament around the green. And really, it's irons and putting. Usually that is how you've been able to separate yourself for the most part. So you see that in this chart here. You flip around here. This was supposedly the bomber favored at this place. Now, I think part of it is because Rory absolutely nuked the field.
I was going to look at what he's 20 yards ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Rory is very responsible for a lot of the bomber,
there is
like favoritism from that data golf show, just because
it's him and Pendy. That's it.
Yeah, but look at the rest of the top.
Rose didn't have the ball speed back then. Rose hits it farther now than he did last year.
Okay, well, even so, like, you have Lowry, you have Lucas Glover, you have Henley, you have Tom Kim, you have Sepp Straka, you have Billy Horschel. Like, these guys are not
Short
bombers, and yet they make up the top 10. Now, again, you probably could go a little further, and maybe that could validate what they're saying. But just, again, the eye test does not match the quote-unquote what Data Golf showed in that chart, like bomber paradise. It's very misleading when you look at it that way. And which brings me to my point overall about off the tee and why I just am not really going to care about it a whole lot. I think with modern technology nowadays, everyone can hit it far. And with how this golf course, especially Pebble Beach, where you are taking less than driver on a lot of these holes and you're not being able to separate yourself, I just don't think there is a profile that you really want to look for off the tee. I think longer hitters can win here. I think a shorter hitter can win here. But really the most important thing I'm looking for is just guys who are pretty good on shorter golf courses with shorter approach shots, good POA putters. You know, that's really kind of and who don't necessarily and I mean, I guess Wyndham Clark is an exception, although we'll see what would happen with like on Sunday. But
Ludwig would have caught him.
Yeah, but I guess
how good Ludwig was, he would have caught him.
Maybe. I mean, I did bet Ludwig, and that was a bad beat, so that probably would have been a very bad beat.
I also had Ludwig. We both had Ludwig. I'm telling you, he would have. You did. Wyndham Clark he was draining 60 fucking foot putts that goddamn day.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing that the next day.
Yeah. But overall, though, I'm probably going to ignore off the tee this week. It's not going to be a big influence in my profile for what I want to look for here. So.
And looking at a POA putting is so hard for me because it's just there's so many variables that it's impossible. Like he could be a good POA putter, but guess what? He has like 3 little bumps on the way, and that completely fucks him. So I don't know. Like looking at POA putting, I guess there is something like they're okay at it and they can look at it, but I just feel like there's more variables in POA putting than almost any other putting.
Kind of, but I think with that one, like you have to have confident strokes and keep the pace up because then you can kind of eliminate a lot of the bumps. So it's the guys who are comfortable on POA who can eliminate all that. Like when you're having a lot of wishful strokes and you're having trouble with your pace, that's where like the ball bobbles and you start missing those 5-footers. So I think there actually is some validity to that.
That's fair. All right. I can hear that. Matt McCarty stinks at POA. Stinks.
He stinks in general.
Stinks. Oh, he doesn't stink in general. I think he
does. He does. He tarnishes the lefties out there, you know.
Oh, is that why you have a thing? Okay, that makes sense.
No, I bet I'm gonna use a bum this week. So, all right.
Oh, he was in my fucking single entry, $200 single and $100 single entry.
All right, that's it. So that's the end of the serious discussion of golf.
What we got?
And now
what are we cracking?
We're gonna crack open a beer.
Which beer is it?
What is it? It is a other half.
That's a fancy beer.
It is.
That's a fancy beer.
It's a fancy beer. Wegmans has stepped up their prices on everything. Well, but they've also stepped up their beer game for the most part.
All right, so so that looks like a local. Also, we back in COVID, we used to do this thing. Me and Tommy, we would do this we would pick out different beers from different parts of the country, and they get shipped to us. And that looks like one of those. So is that a local brewery?
Well, so here's the thing about New York State. We're communists and socialists, so we hand out. So everybody's getting taxed. But to their credit,
everybody gets taxed everywhere, Steve.
Well, not like New York State, but
New York City gets taxed more than New York State.
Yeah,
because they.
But to New York's credit, I think like 10 years ago, they started giving out tax breaks and tax credits to anybody who started microbreweries and distilleries and wineries. Because they wanted to basically spur and create a lot of business opportunities. Well, now every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a brewery in New York, but there happens to be a lot of really good ones. And so New York is probably one of the better places for craft beer in the country. It's a lot of great breweries in Rochester, a lot of great breweries in New York City, up in the Adirondacks, the Finger Lakes, you name it. So this happens to be a very high quality. Other half is from where are they from?
Give it a shout.
They're from actually Brooklyn, New York.
Gross.
So
Brooklyn's
gross. It's good. You wouldn't say
what it's probably from Williamsburg. What type of beer is it though? What type?
Oh, it's just it's just
IPA?
no, it's
Pale ale?
just it's a pale ale. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a double dry hop pale ale. That is
What's the ABV on that?
oh, like 5.5%. I'm a baby now. I can't have anything over 7 anymore.
Jesus.
I don't
mean,
want
listen,
beer.
I guess
I don't want
I'm the
beer that
opposite.
strong though, you know?
I guess. I don't know. I guess. Listen, I'm the opposite. I drink Sapphire, which is like, I don't know, 92 versus whatever else. And then my beers are always like, I'm like, what's your double IPA? Give me that one. I want more bang for my buck.
Well, I mean, also too, like hangovers with kids under 6 is the worst, most miserable experience ever. And
listen, I 100% understand. My kids are not 6 anymore. So I am past that stage.
All right, let's talk football.
Let's go.
Okay. Give your rant. Why are the Pats going to win tomorrow?
Nobody believes in us. Literally nobody. So we've played the 3 hardest defenses. Listen, our offense hasn't done shit. You know who the last 2 quarterbacks who didn't do 60% completion percentage and made it to the Super Bowl were? Joe Flacco. Balled out in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady balled out in the Super Bowl with the Bucs. So Drake isn't going to be surprised. Drake is not going to be surprised at what a good defense looks like against them. And I understand that, you know, it's tough to read the Seahawks pre-snap based on how they run their defense and blah 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 blah. I don't care. They have Sam Darnold, who fucking stinks. I do not care. He is not a good quarterback. He's not. I don't care what his record has been. Anytime there's been a big game, other than this last one where he balled out against the MASH unit of the Rams. Man, it's just so crazy to me that like everybody all year was there's no great team, nobody's better than the other. Anybody can win. It's wide open. And then somehow all these idiot talking head people on fucking TV have all the Seattle Seahawks are now the 1985 Bears, the greatest show on turf. Like the Patriots got no chance. It's crazy. It's nuts to me. It really is because we got Milton Williams, who is a fucking game wrecker and just won the Super Bowl last year. If Spillane plays, that's a problem. Everything starts out slow. It's crazy to me that nobody's given us a shot, which is nuts. Like it's only Patriots fans who care, who think we're actually going to win. Everybody else is like, it's adults first kids. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be terrible. Listen to anybody. It's crazy. It's all because of the schedule. It's all because of the schedule. But guess what? Those last 2 quarterbacks who came out and didn't have a 60% completion rating prior, they balled out in the Super Bowl. Drake May is going to ball out because that Seattle defense just gave up that many points to the Rams. And listen, I know they got Puka, but other than Puka, what do they got? Nothing. They got a fake MVP in Matt Stafford. Nice lifetime achievement award, fake teeth, fucking douchebag. And yeah, the Patriots are going to win 10 plus points. Take the fucking alt line. Take it. Take the fucking alt line. I'm telling you right now, Ramondre Stevenson, fucking Henderson can get loose. Kayshon Boutte is 100% catching something down. Listen, our left side of our line, straight garbage. Don't care. Fucking McDaniels is going to scheme around it. We are going. No one believes in us. We are going to fucking win by double digits. Win by double digits. Count it.
You know what prop I looked at earlier? You can apparently bet if Will Campbell will give up a sack in the game.
Oh, what is that?
It's minus 140 for yes.
That is the epitome of a capper. Juice only matters if you lose bet. Okay. He is 100% giving up a sack. He fucking stinks. He should be.
I will be betting that one then.
Yeah, you should bet that. He fucking stinks. Yeah. Man, it's going to be so nice tomorrow.
Okay.
And everyone realizes they slept on the Pats. And they thought, I want everyone listening right now to picture Sam Darnold raising a Lombardi trophy. Tell me if that sounds right to you. Tell me if the guy who shits down his leg in every fucking big moment, sees ghosts, fucking stinks. That's the guy who's going to raise the Lombardi trophy. No, that's not happening. It's not happening. Hey, listen, there is a path for them to win, right? Obviously, Seattle's defense is good, supposedly. 85 Bears is what I've heard from all the
They're great on spreadsheets, apparently.
Oh, my God.
From what I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
Because as we show tonight, data doesn't lie.
Data never lies. And
No,
listen, Darnold in the red zone, you know how great he is? He's amazing at everything other than 3rd and 5 and below or longer. So, you know why? Because he telegraphs everything. He's amazing with play action. But if you put him in 3rd and long, there's no more play action. We have Carlton Williams, who's a fucking beast. And who's the asshole who's who I bet on for MVP as well? Hold on, where'd it go?
So you went way off the board for the MVP. Okay. All right.
I got 2 defensive players on the MVP.
All right. So here's where I sit right now. So who do I drop off the cliff? Okay. So I have you.
Was I saying Carlton Williams? I meant Leonard Williams. I was Carlton Davis versus Leonard Williams.
All right. So who do I drop off the cliff? I have you, my co-host.
Me?
Who big Pats fan, will shame me if I pick against the Pats and they lose.
No, go ahead. Be with the rest of the losers.
But listen, I mean, look, like I want you happy. I want you,
Do you?
I do.
You really want me to win the Super Bowl?
I mean, I don't want you to have a heart attack and have a stroke. I mean, I already lost you once. Okay. So I don't want to lose you again.
Fair. All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
fair. On the other hand, do you know who my daughter wants to win tomorrow? She wants the Seahawks to win.
Okay, well, take your daughter.
And she hates the Patriots because supposedly she thinks I talk to Shabuzi every single week, and I told her Shabuzi likes the Patriots, and she does not like Shabuzi anymore. You are Shabuzi, my friend. That's a true story. You are Shabuzi.
I am not as tinted as Shabuzi.
No, you have a slightly different hat too than Shabuzi right now. So who do I disappoint? Well, look, I mean, I'm dating guy.
Disappoint me. Don't disappoint your daughter. Don't disappoint your daughter.
Look, I'm a data guy, and obviously there are many ways where you can poke holes in the Patriots. And probably Seattle, they have an efficient offense. They have a great defense. The special teams is a big edge for Seattle.
No, it's not. The Patriots special teams are great. Marcus Jones could be the fucking MVP. Marcus Jones is the best punt returner in fucking football. We got some hardo named Schooler. He's a white guy with fucking long hair who I don't like because he's a fucking hardo, but he does his thing. Our kicker might stink. Everybody's kicker stinks.
Yeah, Seattle's kicker is actually not bad.
He fucking stinks.
Okay. All right.
All kickers.
But a lot can change in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Yep.
That bye week that comes in and then all the Super Bowl hoopla. Sometimes it kind of negates a little bit about what you see on paper.
Yep.
You got the Patriots coaching staff. Experience. They know how to handle this stuff.
Daniels, his 10th Super Bowl. Yeah. 7th as a coordinator. 7th as a coordinator.
Yeah, you got Vrabel, who's been on a lot of
McDonald has autism. That guy has autism. He is fucking he has autism. He is when I listened to him talk, I was like, I can't believe he has a head coaching job.
So let me throw this by you. That Rams Patriots Super Bowl that was the worst Super Bowl I think I've ever fucking seen.
It was a great Super Bowl.
It was great for you. But where it looked like the Rams just looked like they hadn't played football when they came out of the bye week there.
Because our defensive game plan was fucking amazing. That's why.
Okay.
And
All right.
And
Well,
Jared Goff. And Jared-
McVay was
and Jared
also
Goff.
McVay was also awful that game.
That's because he was in awe of Bill Belichick.
Okay. Can we get
And
maybe a
Jared
little?
Goff. Jared Goff. Think about that.
Well, okay,
Goff
similar
was
situation, kind of Jared Goff,
Yeah.
iffy quarterback at Sam Darnold, iffy quarterback.
Iffy. Jared Goff is 10 times better than fucking
Okay.
Sam Darnold.
You had
Sam Darnold.
I'm trying to make a point here, sir, in your favor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mike McDonald, great coach. This is his first time really here. Did he benefit from having to face two divisional foes in the playoffs where maybe the first time coaching experience to be able to prep for these teams and what goes with that maybe helped him a little bit? Now this is a brand new team, an unfamiliar foe.
Yep.
Maybe.
Let's go.
I don't know.
Let's go.
The line really hasn't moved despite everybody in the world picking Seattle.
Let's go.
Although I did on one of my books, it moved to 5. But everywhere else, so it's
No, that's still
4.5.
Vegas zone. 5 is fucking
Yeah.
Vegas zone too. What the fuck?
It's
is that
4.5
about?
though.
Yeah.
And also too, being in Western New York, it has been absolutely miserable for Bills fans around here.
Yep.
Between their disaster of a coaching situation.
I love Bills fans. I love Bills fans other than really one guy who just irritated me to no end. We both know who it is.
Okay.
I love Jay. I love all your friends. Like I love Bills fans as a whole. Like they're great fans. But keep going. Sorry.
All right. And it would just continue. I was getting texts from my friends saying, oh, they're glad Matt Stafford's coming back for another year because it means one more year for Josh Allen in Buffalo before he hightails out of it. That's the mindset
He's
right
not.
now.
Josh is not leaving Buffalo.
Okay.
Is that
Well, regardless,
you
though,
guys are still beaten down.
it would be they thought they killed the beast. And how bad would it be if you got another fucking Super Bowl on top of all that?
Yep.
So there's a lot of narratives.
Another Bills dynasty ended that didn't do anything.
So for me, you got the data guy on one end, and the other end, look, I'm a casual football bettor who believes sometimes there's validity in some of these narratives with Super Bowl week. It's a unique game. I took the +5 for the Patriots. Didn't take the money line, but I took the +5. I'm riding with you, sir. I'm riding with my co-host.
Go, baby.
Let's
go. Let's go. I'm telling you, man. Nobody believes us. It's fucking crazy. You hear all these idiot talking heads. And am I wrong to think that the entire season, everybody was like, it's a wide open, right? Everybody's wide open. Yeah. Seattle was only a 1.5 point home. Were they a dog or a favorite? Like against the Rams in week 16. It was 1.5 points. And now
you're talking about the game in Seattle?
Yeah.
There was a point. Well, they were 2.5 couple games ago in the NFC Championship. I think they were 1.5. No, I thought the Rams were favorites when they played in Seattle.
It was like 1.5.
Yeah. So regardless, though,
now they're the greatest show up. Now they're the greatest show on turf. Now their defense is the 85 Bears. Like it's crazy to me. And listen, I know I'm an asshole, and Pats fans are assholes. Like I get it. Like we're spoiled. And listen, younger Pats fans are spoiled. That's fair. I'm not. I grew up with the Patriots fucking sucked dick. I was on vacation. I've told this story to Steve. I was on vacation in Orlando wearing a Patriots jacket as a child. I was 9 years old, maybe. And a grown man started making fun of me for wearing a Patriots shirt. My father stepped in and stopped it. But like we were not good. Like we sucked. We were the Red Sox. We were the Patriots. We were the fucking lovable fucking losers. The Celtics, the Bird left. We had fucking nothing. We brought Patino and his 10 seconds in. The Bruins hadn't won shit since Orr left. Like my natural inclination is we suck. Why? Like, and I hate my teams. Like, I just want to yell at my teams, and that makes me happy. Like that's my joyful spot. Yelling about why my ownership sucks, the coach sucks, the player sucks. But the Patriots are back. with a new dynasty. I know we had the easiest schedule in the world and blah, blah, blah. We got a great defensive coordinator. By the way, played in 4 fucking Super Bowls. We have a great young quarterback. We have a good team. It's curtains for everybody. I'm telling you.
You had a good team except for that left tackle there. You know,
that left tackle. That's fine. He's going to move the guy.
We'll figure it out though.
Yeah, we'll move him to God. We'll move him to God. We'll be fine. The
Pats, the God.
The Pats are winning double fucking digits. Take your alt spreads. If you are putting your money on Sam fucking Darnold to win a Super Bowl, I'm gonna need you to find whatever your version of Bellevue is, and go check yourself into it, because that is the most insane thing. Sam Darnold is not holding a Lombardi Trophy up after a performance. It's just not happening. And first quarter under, always doesn't matter. Matt Collins over, Walker's under.
Okay, that's on my list. Okay,
Darnold picks over. Fucking give me fucking 2. What do you think? What do you think about like the most rush shots? I'm thinking you just take.
I've heard the Travion Henderson. I've heard the Henderson buzz. That seems chalky though. That's gaining some steam.
Just take Stevenson. Just take Stevenson.
I'm not even touching that one.
Walker's not rushing against us. He's
okay.
Not.
All right. Well, it could also just be that slug Stevenson who ends up getting on the most rushing yards.
And Dave, how many has he thrown in his career in the playoffs? How many playoff games has Darnold played?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about? Darnold sucks. Dave,
no. Wait, hold on. Didn't Darnold have 4 picks last year in the playoffs in that game?
Yeah, he fucking stinks.
That's not a corner to be on, pal.
What weird part of Canada is Dave from?
Okay.
Well, I'm asking. I don't know.
Like, he's from Toronto. That's not weird.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't know he's from Toronto. That's fine. Toronto's a nice city.
Oh, all right.
I like Toronto. I like Toronto. I do. I went there twice. I like Montreal better. Montreal, when I was a kid, we would drive up when we were like 16, 17. It was like a fucking 6-hour drive. But we could go drink, go to titty bars, and it was the best. We were like 16, 17 years old. Nobody checked anything in Montreal. It was great.
Okay. I apologize. Sam Darnold only had 1 interception and 1 fumble loss against the Rams in a game he had a 12 QBR. I apologize. Darnold played wonderful in that playoff game. I apologize.
You fucking people betting
I
Sam.
I apologize.
It's insane to me. It's so crazy. You fucking people have talked yourself into this because you're bored for 2 weeks. I get it. You go on Radio Row. There's nothing to talk about. There's no fucking football. You dig into the stats. You pretend like you know what the fuck you're looking at. No. All
right. Here's the problem.
We need. Pats fucking by double digits. Let's fucking go.
All right. Here's the props I'm on. Okay. I'm on the Walker under rushing yards. I got that at 77.5. You know what's funny? I was actually like, oh, fuck. I got that too early.
Keeps going. I started 78 today.
No. His rushing prop now is 72.5. I actually somehow got CLV on that, despite betting that like a week ago. So yeah, 77.5 on that. The under. Seattle's first score, field goal plus 125. I think McDonald, he's a conservative coach.
Old school.
I can see that team playing pretty tight, and with some of the decisions they make, they do have a competent kicker who can kick longer field goals. So Seattle first score, field goal plus 125. Also, I'm not on the interception for Sam Darnold, but first pass, maybe he's seeing some ghosts. His first pass is not complete, and that includes if he throws it to the other team, plus 195 for that one.
Does that include an interception? Dude, if he throws a pick on the first fucking play, I might be arrested in my neighborhood because I might strip off all my clothes and just like fucking run around my neighborhood. It'll be nuts. And now I got people at the house because fucking my boy had to cancel hosting, so now I'm hosting. Ugh.
All right. As far as the Pats props go, I am going to take the Will Campbell. Gives up a sack -140. That's just a fun one.
It is. Hey, he's not good.
As soon as that happens, I'm going to text you, and we're both going to laugh.
I just worry about like who do they give the credit to give up the sack because the left guard.
I know. I know that is a problem. Like then I'm trusting the bookmaker's decision. But you know what though? It's Super Bowl. Whatever.
Yeah,
We're all. I literally bet on Bad Bunny.
Matt Collins ladder with me, man. Take the Matt Collins ladder.
All right. Well, so here's the Matt Collins angle I have. Longest reception. It's a 2-prong angle on this one. So Seattle does play. They drop their safeties back into coverage to prevent the deep ball. So you're gonna have a lot of stuff underneath. I took Kayshon Boutte longest reception under 18.5 yards.
I hate that.
Why do you hate that?
Because those are the only he catches 2 to 3 balls a game, and they're all deep shots. So
right, but Seattle plays defense that's supposed to like curb a lot of like deep shots. So
have you seen how Drake May throws the deep ball?
I know that, but I think that's actually something that might be a negative to Drake May if Seattle is scheming their defense because of that. But conversely, that might open up some stuff for Matt Collins underneath, come across the middle. Matt Collins longest reception over 14.5 yards.
I love that.
There you go. That's how I'm trying to hit that angle there, where they're going to try and take away the deep shots to Boutte. That's going to give stuff to Matt Collins, maybe a little bit of Hunter Henry as well. They give some yards at tight end.
Hunter Henry's a fucking soft ass bitch. I hope you're listening. Fake teeth. Fucking anytime the game gets physical, he fucking stinks. He's dropped a bazillion passes when it matters. I'm taking the unders, hoping that I lose those bets, but he's a bum to me.
Okay. Despite everything you've seen the second half of the year, I think Ramondre Stevenson is still a bum. I think it takes some time to get him going. First rush under 3.5 yards. Yeah. Seattle's run defense is pretty good. So, and as far as game props go first score, just score in general, over 22.5 yards. That covers all your field goals. Let's say Drake May does get something that is deep. First score of the game, that would cover that as well. You got kickoff returns, punt returns. First score over 22.5 yards, that was -120. Then some fun stuff. So Team Rough, Puppy Bowl. So last year, Team Fluff won. I looked at the roster for Team Rough. There are 3 Boston Terrier mixes on Team Rough. They got to be amped and pumped up for Super Bowl weekend, seeing the Patriots in Super Bowl. They want to get a big win too. Team Rough in the Puppy Bowl -130. And then just from my wife, because I saw the halftime show stuff, I saw props about Bad Bunny wearing dresses, and I asked my wife what the hell that was.
Bunny is not wearing fucking dresses. Although I think it would be hilarious. I'd like to see a bunch of people's heads explode because they're like, this foreigner. I'm like, no, he's from Puerto Rico. It's America. So, yeah, it's fine.
Well, anyways, I asked my wife about that. She said that was full of shit. So last week it was no, he will not wear a dress during the halftime show, +110. I got limited to a $10 bet on that. It has since moved to I think like -230 or something that he will not wear a dress. So
yeah,
that is what I will be looking out for on the halftime show.
I would rather fucking kill myself than watch fucking the Turning Point halftime show with Kid Rock and 2 people I could give 2 fucks about. Never mind Kid Rock. Fucking absolute loses.
All right. Well, it's not exactly trying to sweat out if Mary J. Blige is wearing hoops for her halftime.
That was the easiest bet of all time, by the way.
That was.
Of course.
I think that was the ultimate juice. Only matters when it loses. I think it was -170.
-180.
I laid like
-180. I bet it.
Yeah. I think I laid like 3 units on that.
Yeah, man.
Easy. My wife and I were like, hoops.
Let's go.
There you go. Dude, but yes, I will be eagerly watching. Yes, I will be watching intently to see
big ass with hoops.
All right, I will be watching intently to see if Bad Bunny comes out in a bridal gown or something during his show performance. That's the only reason why I watch.
Which is funny, like the last couple of years, So I don't smoke anymore. So like I used to just go smoke during the halftime show. So I never even see the halftime show. And so now I'm like, oh, I gotta watch it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Pat's money line is 2-1. Tickets are every talking head it's crazy. Am I crazy? Like there was no other team that was supposed to be like far and above everybody. And no one would have been surprised if they had lost to the Niners or to the fucking Rams.
I mean, I would have been surprised if we lost to the Niners.
No, but we both talked the Niners up at that point.
Yeah.
Either way, whatever. Congratulations, Seattle. It's been what? It's been 11. Was it 11? Oh, is it 10 years or 11 years since we Malcolm Butler them?
It was 2016.
10 years.
So
10-year anniversary of the Malcolm Butler.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a big revenge angle for the Seattle for that game. For sure. Yeah.
So well, listen, I'm just saying.
All right.
Listen, we've been here. They haven't. Let's go.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the Pebble Beach Pro Am preview. Thanks for dealing with Boston Cappers Patriots propaganda. But yeah, thanks for watching. We will be back on Tuesday for the Best Bets show. Enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. Enjoy the end of the Phoenix Open tomorrow. Yeah. Any other closing thoughts?
No, that's it. Let's go. Fucking let's go, Pat.